Yes!
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another brand new episode of The Completionist. Now up to this point, I have done every single Mario game out there that's in the main campaigns, from the original Nintendo days, all the way up to Super Mario Galaxy 2, and even Mario 3D World. So here we are, 2016, and there aren't that many Mario games I haven't done. I think all that's really left is the RPG series. And I'm not talking about Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, because I've already done that one. I'm talking more specifically about the Mario that's made out of paper. And glitter. And glue. Maybe some paper mache if you're lucky.
There isn't a paper mache.
There's no paper mache?
Zero paper mache.
There's no paper mache in Paper Mario? I'm out. You f***ed up. It's because of you, Mr. Italian Man, that I now know where my home keys are. The good people at Nintendo figured that Mario's star power? No, not star power. That has nothing to do with this. Well, maybe a little. Invincibility is probably always a good thing. Paper Mario has gone on to spawn its own spin-off series of RPGs, with Paper Mario Color Splash releasing sometime later this year, despite the internet already hating it before even playing it. Raptors.
One day, the evil Shigeru Miyamoto burst into the room and said, "This game looks too good. Take out the story, take out the partners, make every character a toad, make it bland and boring, and remove all incentive for battling, thus rendering combat worthless." And the poor employees at Intelligent Systems complied, for the Dark Lord Shiggy is a cruel and powerful wizard and can turn them into newts or curse their families or garnish their salaries.
If things continue this way, Mario will have dipped his toe in just about every job imaginable. Soon, he'll have mastered every profession, every skill, everything on the planet. Mario's final form will be that of a god. All hail the paper god. All hail the paper god. Hooray, the paper god! But for now, he's made of paper. Yay! I'm not really sure who's telling the story, though. It always helps when you can imagine a voice when reading. So I'm just gonna hear Wilfred Brimley's voice as the narrators. Diabetes. He and his henchman, Kami Koopa, somehow break the fourth wall and start messing with the story. No, wait. Breaking the fourth wall is when the character shows awareness of the audience, but Bowser in the situation is like breaking the first wall? They don't really have that term in theater and film, so I'm trying to... whatever. I'll give it to Peach. She knows how to bring all the boys to her yard. With sweets, you guys, come on. But when Bowser uses the Star Rod, he becomes too buff for Mario to handle. He spits some hot fire at his ass and then launches a little dude out the window with a well-placed lightning bolt. Hell yeah, that's my boy Big Bow getting in there. Respect. I'm not sure what Mario would wish for. He seems pretty happy all the time. I don't know if he really wants anything. I feel like he doesn't have that many regrets. You know what? Yeah, that one. That's the one regret. That probably CDI too. Oh, those two regrets. But which one's worse? Which one's worse?
I hope she made lots of spaghetti.
Now, I don't want to alarm some of you guys out there, but in case you did not realize, our man Mario here is completely flat in this game. I know, crazy, right? Just like it was a bold choice to create Mario with 3D polygons in Super Mario 64, flattening Mario for this game makes quite the visual statement. So much so that nowadays, many consider Mario and Paper Mario to be two distinct characters. And it gave us Bo the Boo, who bitch slaps everyone she disagrees with. Oh, it don't matter if you're dead, girl, you go. You go ahead and you get yours. You take it, take what you want. No one will stop you. Come on, Bo, we're gonna bitch slap this gym leader. It's just a shame that Luigi can't become one of your partners. I mean, he's right there at the beginning of the game, and if you go back to Mario and Luigi's house, he's just right there chilling. Why won't you take him with you, Mario? You'll take all the other guys with you who you hate and want to murder, but not your own brother. You cold-blooded bastard son of a bitch. RPGs are known for their depth, length, and complexity, whereas Mario games are known for being easy to pick up and play. The flat world of Paper Mario falls somewhere in between, in a comfortable area that keeps things easygoing and entertaining. Once in Star Haven, the Star Spirits imbue Mario with the final star power, the Star Beam, which has the power to negate the Star Rod's wish-granting abilities. All right, now this is getting ridiculous. I know stars are the big motif in Paper Mario, but you can use some other words too, like stellar or cosmos. You star spirits have got to improve your vocabulary, man. I mean, look at that one right there. He's got a book right in his hand. I hope for his sake that it's a goddamn dictionary, because learn some words, motherfucker. In any case, in order to reach Bowser's castle in the sky, the spirits also grant Mario a vehicle called... God damn it. The Starship. This is it, the official rematch, and just like last time, Mario's off to a great start. But Bowser resorts to the power of the Star Rod yet again, forcing Mario to use the pure, cleansing light of the Star Beam. Those who oppose the will of the Star Spirit shall burn at the stake. Mario's Star Beam is upgraded to the Peach Beam, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that nothing in the universe is more powerful than a woman's love, or a woman's hatred. Or even a woman's indifference, really. Do not mess with ladies. Be nice, be kind. Cut to Mario, who's been telling this whole story to his brother Luigi in their home. I guess he's been the narrator the whole time. Sorry, Wilfred Brimley. But what's this? If you head right back to your house after leaving for the party, you can enter Luigi's secret basement of secrets. You can even read Luigi's diary, which includes entries that explain how Luigi is actually jealous of all the adventures in which Mario gets to go on. I told you, Mario, you need to invite this dude out more often. Parties don't count. Neither does karting or Olympics. My God, man. Each diary entry just gets sadder and sadder than the next one. Luigi doesn't live a life. He just lives through his brother. That poor dude. Oh, but hey, it's party time, and everyone's here! After a celebratory parade in Mario's honor, he and Peach go off together to watch the fireworks. The perfect ending. You know, I can't help but feel like we're forgetting someone. Probably nothing. Just like the recipes, there are a lot of these trivia questions to go through. So if you want that chalkboard filled out 100%, then you're really gonna have to pay attention to every detail as you play. Screw it, just use a guide. I won't tell anyone, except Steve. I'm ratting you out, Steve, you bastard. If you do manage to fill out that completion board, including every single side quest, then you'll get a warm, fuzzy feeling in your heart and not much else. You may think that this fuzzy feeling is satisfaction or pride, but I'm pretty sure it's rage. Yeah, that's rage all right. Or indigestion. Now, excuse me for just one moment, I'm gonna go ahead and bitch slap more people with bow. Now, if you excuse me, let's just put more stars on the screen. The Paper Mario gameplay footage. You know what? How about this? I'm gonna ruin Patrick's night. I want stars everywhere, confetti everywhere, and disco music. Paper Mario RPG battle music and gameplay. Well, I'm ready to see whether this game belongs in a museum or in a pile of scrap. Well, I guess it is a game based on paper, so technically it would be more fitting to be in a pile. You know what? Never mind. You get what I'm trying to say. I mean, come on. There's a place for people to be hanged right in the middle of the town. Now I can finally understand why this game has a cult following. So for those of you that have been begging me to play this game, there you have it, we're doing it finally. But I still don't really think it's the best Mario RPG story, and I think that Color Splash had the better jokes. Yeah, I said it. Color Splash is a funnier game. What that game lacked in story, it made up for in humor. I'm partial to paper puns sometimes, okay? Have you played that game? Those summons are like an acid trip, and they're awesome. Don't deny it. Fight me in the street, someone. Don't fight me, I don't want to fight you. Of course, the best partner in the game is Yoshi, who you get to name in this game. I got a black Yoshi, and I named him Trogdor, because nobody messes with the Burninator. He can eat everybody and spit them back out regardless of what they are. Piranha plants, big spiky characters, boss characters, no problem. Trogdor eats everyone. The other way to upgrade characters is through badges, which can increase the attack and defense stats of Mario and his partners. While they may not all be entirely useful, they are necessary to have in order to fill out the game's badge log. Some badges can be obtained easily, such as by randomly finding them in treasure chests throughout the game. However, other badges can only be purchased in certain shops or from certain characters at random points in the game. And some shops and characters randomly restock their supplies throughout the game, so you have to constantly check back to see if they have the badge that you're looking for. And if they do, you just have to hope that you have enough coins in order to buy it. And this can be real tedious when I don't even plan on using the damn thing. And then there's the cookbook, which consists of recipes that need to be cooked by a toad named Zesty. Zesty. I get it, you got me. But maybe you figured that you could just progressively fill out the recipe log as you played the game like you could with the badge log or title log, right? No, Zesty can only cook most of these recipes after she receives a cookbook that you obtain in the middle of the game, and some of these recipes require items that you can only get after completing specific troubles from the Trouble Center. So I'm just running around like a madman. Now we're going back to doing fetch quests. I have to do this trouble to get this item so I can cook it into another item so I can mark it down for this recipe log. When does it end? If the battles in this game weren't so engaging, this game would be so much more tedious. Sure, it's easy to evade and flee from enemies and battles, but when I'm doing all these fetch quests to fill out all of these logs, I have to admit, I kinda got tired of battling. This is a fun battle system, and this is still a fun game, but when I'm spending so many hours just trying to get one item, or tattle one enemy, or find one star piece, battling just starts to feel like it drags on because the game is relying on me to press buttons at the right time to do more damage. I sometimes do feel like I could just button mash my way through the game, but it's just not that easy. So the point is, if you're serious about completing Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, you better be dead f***ing serious, brother. You better burn this game into your mind. You better live and breathe this game. You better know where every item is and where every enemy is. You better know every joke that this game has about to throw it at you. You better see glimpses of this game every time you close your eyes. And if you want to complete this game, you better be goddamn ready. In the cream, it always rises. Okay, whoa. Is that why so many people are obsessed with this game? Is it because all of those people who tried to complete this game got this game so burned into their mind that they can't see anything else? I'm so sorry. I feel your pain, and I think I now understand. Yo, but this game's f***ing sick, so we're good. So, one massive story and dozens of hours later, we've reached the end of our game, and what do you get? Take a guess. Not very much. As you play the game and collect crystal stars, they'll show up on the main menu. But what does collecting all of them and beating the game reward you with? Nothing. No special menu, no special postcard, nothing. Sure, in the other Paper Mario games, you were just set back to your last save point, and in this game, you're actually able to continue after you beat the final boss, but there's no great big reward. On top of that, completing all 30 troubles at the Trouble Center doesn't get you anything either. Sure, you get some nice rewards for doing the troubles in general, but nothing happens when you complete all of them. Finding all of the shine sprites in the game doesn't do anything either. Yes, you're able to upgrade all of your partners, and having all of your partners become even stronger is a benefit all of its own, but once you've upgraded all of your partners, that's it. You have no reason to visit the Upgrade Wizard's house ever again. And guess what happens when you find all of the star pieces? Nothing. And guess what happens when you fill out the badge log, the tattle log, and the recipe log? You guessed it, absolutely nothing. You can show that you completed everything, but you don't get a single goddamn thing for doing it all. I guess this game is more about the journey than it is the destination, but I seriously wish that something would have happened. Maybe a gold emblem on the main menu, or a special badge that turns Mario into golden paper. Just something. You can't make me put all these hours into finding and battling enemies just to not reward me at all. It's even more hurtful because Nintendo usually showers a player with rewards in their games. But here, in one of their most critically acclaimed games of all time, they just give you nothing? That's a more flat reward than this game's entire aesthetic. And dozens upon dozens of enemies slaughtered by the wrath of the mighty Jirard! The paper people. They will praise the Thousand-Year Door as one of the best games of all time. And on the other side of the coin, they'll tell you that Sticker Star is easily one of the most disappointing games ever created, which is why I was surprised when I never heard any mention of Super Paper Mario for the Nintendo Wii. Like most middle children, it seems that Super Paper Mario never gets talked about nowadays. Which is why I was even more surprised that despite this game being so easy, it ruins the post-game, it still has one of the best stories of any Mario game. We'll see why when I complete Super Paper Mario for the Nintendo Wii, here on a brand new episode of The Completionist, where we don't just beat the games, we complete them. I've always had this love of the paper aesthetic, and it actually has inspired me to give my own origami skills a little polish. So let me show you what I've been working on. This right here is a rock, okay? This one right here is a snowball, and this last one right here is a swan. It's still in the egg. So the Paper Mario series has always been beloved for turn-based combat that features perfectly timed button presses, unique party members, and humorous storytelling. In fact, there was this really funny part of the Thousand-Year Door where you play as Bowser in a side-scrolling platformer minigame. It totally came out of left field, and it was a ton of fun. But you see, it was this joke minigame that served as the biggest inspiration for Chief Director Ryota Kawadi. He loved that Bowser minigame and wondered what that level would look like in a 3D Mario game. Thus, the two biggest changes in Super Paper Mario were created. One, the game would not be a turn-based RPG, but a side-scrolling platformer. And two, the player would have the ability to switch between 2D and 3D. Now, this move scared a lot of fans. So many people loved the Paper Mario series as an RPG that they didn't want to see it move into a new direction. Honestly, it works. This is the first Paper Mario title that successfully marries some of its tried and true RPG elements to Mario's platformer roots. And yes, despite morphing into a platformer, there are still a lot of RPG elements included in this game that still make it feel like a traditional Paper Mario game. You can level up, increase your health and attack. There are plenty of items to use for attacking enemies, as well as healing. Also, you have 4 different party members. While there are no new, never-before-seen teammates here, you do get to use the classic staples of Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, and Bowser. And to go along with that, this is the first time Peach and Bowser have been on the same team since Super Mario RPG. Alright everyone, I know that this sounds like you're just doing another generic RPG collect the MacGuffins to save the world storyline, but believe me, this game is anything but that. Super Paper Mario easily has one of the best stories of any Mario game I've ever played. Although that may seem like an easy statement to make, with the series' most simplistic premises being to save the princess, not every Mario game is cut and dry as just save the princess. And when I reached the end, I actually cried. When was the last time you cried at a Mario game? Was it when Mario slid down a flagpole like a sexy fireman? No, it wasn't. Now there is one particular recipe where you can double your money by cooking it and selling it. If you go to a certain shop in the second level, they sell life mushrooms for 50 coins, half the cost. Bring it back to the kitchen, cook it, and then sell the result for 96 coins. There are over 200 cards to purchase and over 100 ingredients you'll need for cooking. So every penny counts, and you can only carry 12 items at a time as well as only 999 coins. So you're going to be making a lot of trips. However, you can't buy every one of these items, so you have to do other tasks, like treasure hunting. There are 48 maps that show spots on different levels where rare items are hiding. If you go to that spot and use the pixel fleep, you can find that item. However, you have to purchase each of these maps to find the treasure. So, you're gonna be back on that money grind I mentioned earlier. After you beat the game, the world comes back, and you can participate in a tournament where you have to fight 100 battles without stopping against the same enemy type with slight differences. It's kind of a fun one-on-one situation that requires a lot of strategy. Or it would be if I didn't just have to do the same thing over and over. Well, you know how I said earlier you spend 90% of the time in this game playing as Mario? Well, you spend the other 10% as Bowser. Since he deals twice as much damage as every other character, can kill most enemies in a single hit, and breathes fire, you'll be using him in every single duel. So hop on carry to move faster and burn everyone alive. In here, you go through the trials in the same way as Flipside, but all of the enemies are dark versions of regular enemies, meaning they have more health, hit harder, and still get killed by Bowser in 1 or 2 hits. Once you reach the end, a disembodied voice tells you that you need to do it again. So you do it again and kill everything in 1 hit with Bowser again. If Super Paper Mario was turn-based or required a little bit more strategy, it could have been fun. Instead, in the end, it kind of ended up monotonous and boring. Not to mention, I needed to buy some healing items just in case, so I just kept doing that damn recipe gimmick again to make sure I was always stocked. Now, there are some things you can do as well if you'd like, such as reach level 99, play some motion-based arcade games, but none of these are fun, and they're just kind of a waste of time. The worst part about all of this is that it was over twice as long as the main story, and that took 14 hours. So for each minuscule thing I had to do after I beat the game, whether it be to buy a card, or beat an enemy in a trial fight, or make yet another trip to the kitchen to make the same recipe so I could have all the money in the world to complete this game, it hurt me. It was like after every task, I got a paper cut. It didn't cause any major damage, but it definitely stung and irritated me beyond belief. Now, lame completion bonuses have been a trend for a lot of the Paper Mario games I've completed so far, but it's never felt quite this painful. The drastic change in enjoyment from the main story to the post-game is painful. Not only do I have a paper cut for each bonus thing I had to do, but now the game is just squirting lemon juice on them. And 800 band-aids for each paper cut I got for each post-game activity. Now, this game, for lack of a better word, has been a bit controversial for many fans worldwide. Is it as bad as everyone's been judging it for? Well, let's find out today. Also, shout out to Nintendo for giving me this game like 2 months ago. Hashtag free product. Hashtag sorry it's been 2 months. Hashtag we cool. Hashtag call me back. Hashtag please don't cheat on me, Nintendo. Hashtag I'm sorry. Hashtag I'll stop the hashtags. The Paper Mario franchise has recently had a lot of ups and downs across the board. People all over the world rant and rave about how awesome Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is, but the rest have kind of been hinted at being more lukewarm at best, with Paper Mario Sticker Star on 3DS being the most hated Paper Mario game to date. So taking that into consideration, and we've got the brand new Paper Mario Color Splash. I remember looking at Paper Mario Color Splash and kind of shrugging at it, but the world unanimously judged this game from afar. And the more and more I read about the game, the more in I was. I didn't play Sticker Star, so I was clearly oblivious. Yet it was clear that everyone in the gaming space was not too happy with Paper Mario Color Splash, in fear they would be very similar to that of Sticker Star. While Paper Mario, of course, is made of paper, Color Splash wants to change up the formula like its previous entries have done. Super Paper Mario became a 2D paper-bending plane platformer, with Sticker Star relying a lot on the sticker mechanics and lack of original worlds. And with Color Splash, it seems like we're going to be seeing a lot of paint in this game. The narrative in Color Splash is fun and lighthearted. While not revolutionary for a Mario game, it at least feels new, considering the premise of repainting the world. But a big reason as to why the game has a very lighthearted tone is the writing. I cannot express how wonderful, endearing, and witty the writing in Paper Mario Color Splash is. You would never really associate funny with Paper Mario, let alone a Mario title. And I was laughing the entire game. I know the previous ones were funny, but this one just seems like a genuine comedy, almost like a play. The game is even aware that Mario has been saving Princess Peach and fighting Bowser for so long. I don't know if it's nearly as funny as it should be in Japanese, but Nintendo of America knocked it out of the park with the writing. Here's a tiny spoiler. There's even a moment where the Luigi death stare is referenced for all of its glory. From the dialogue to even the names of the levels, you'll be giggling the entire time. And yes, everyone, I am aware I have been tweeted by thousands of you that there may be a couple of big bad bosses references in the game. I haven't heard from Nintendo or its translations teams, but I have seen them and they've given me goosebumps, intentional or not. But the best and absolute most hysterical thing about Color Splash is the summons, or rather, the thing cards. Now, I'm not going to talk about battling just yet, but I will say that at some point in the game, you get the ability to use these thing cards. These things are essentially photorealistic cards that prompt insane battle sequences. Oh, you know, how about a piggy bank that turns into a breakdancing piggy bank with crazy backgrounds? A plunger that sexily plunges its way into the battlefield. How about the Cat of Luck? You know what? Screw it. Just show it uncut. God damn it, I don't know what I just saw, but I love it. But this stuff, the stuff I'm talking about right here, this isn't the stuff that made everyone upset. What we are about to dive into is the battle system and how it really pushed many people in different directions. Now, I know what you're thinking. Before you all groan for the battle system, it's not what you think. Hold on, calm down, it's not what you think. Calm down, Raptors, calm down. Calm. The battle system is where our glaring issues with Color Splash come into play. Once you use a card, the card is gone forever and you have to find a new card. You will have to constantly manage your cards to ensure that you can actually battle. This obviously is very familiar to that of Paper Mario Sticker Star for the 3DS for you veterans out there. With regards to this game, however, you will get more and more cards, so you'll never really run out. However, and to my second point, a lot of boss battles require certain cards in order to defeat them. Sometimes surrounding baddies in the area will hint very hard at it, but for the most part, you'll have to go in there blind and forcefully lose a fight because you didn't have a card you should have known to have had. And 3, my absolute most bothersome issue with Color Splash. When it comes to brass tacks, there's actually no reason to battle. You get no experience points, so leveling isn't really a thing. You don't get new weapons, only more cards, and at some point you do get newer cards. And if you do run out of cards, you can just go buy more cards with the coins you earn, which is kind of better that way because you can choose which cards you'd want. And the only other good thing to come from battling is those mini cardboard hammers that go into increasing your paint meter. Now, some of you are going to argue, hey Jirard, those are experience points. But the issue is, when it comes to leveling up and experience, you have to grow and become stronger. In this case, you just have more access to more paint. So these core things really take a lot of the steam away from the game. Battling is the centralized core gameplay going on here. You're going to be doing it all the time, and yes, the battles do slightly evolve depending on the enemy and arsenal of cards, but throughout the game, every battle ends up feeling almost the same. The cutouts are a fun little way of adding some fun puzzle stuff to the mix. I will say too that some cutouts don't actually have a purpose. They'll just give you more cards or coins or something. Look at the fan. Look at that fan! Oh yeah, all of you people on this island are screwed! That fan's gonna keep you floating for hours. Nintendo isn't really notorious for putting achievements in their games, and honestly, I am A-okay with that. I just hope that when it comes to the Switch that Nintendo keeps it that way. Or maybe just flat out normal achievements that are attainable. If I had to collect 10,000 gallons of paint in this game, oh, I'm f***ing out. There are also the secret Luigi cutouts where you'll have to cut out Luigi. Doing so will net you 300 coins and a letter from the other brother, who may give you some tips about where he's hiding next, or just give you some really sad advice and kind of drag on. It gets real at times. And one last time to enjoy the full summon of the Lucko Cat, show it in full, baby. Woo! It's so precious. So, With that in mind, guys, I give this game my completionist rating of finish it.
Finish it!
That's all the time we have for today, guys, so please, as always, let us know what you thought about today's episode somewhere on the internet. Once again, a super special thank you to our sponsor, thepixelempire.com. Don't forget to head over there right now, and upon checkout, you can save 15% off with the code Completionist for your entire order, with the additional Black Friday 10% bonus on top. It's Black Friday, be safe, be chill, and play video games. Now, if you excuse me, let's watch another Thing card summon. Editor's choice, Pat. Find the weirdest one that you want, buddy. It's very easy to get opinionated about something you enjoy. There seems to be a right way and a wrong way to do things, and if you really like something, you'll have no problem being vocal about it. This is especially true for fans of the Paper Mario series, who have not been afraid to tell the whole world what they think. But that type of passion makes it possible to get carried away and not look at the game that's right in front of you. And despite all of the restrictions that were imposed upon them, Intelligent Systems made a game that is truly the perfect Paper Mario game for completionists, for better or for worse. Spent so long completing this goddamn game and it was awful to complete. Start the video. Stop laughing at me! The stories were deeper than any other Mario games at the time, often crossing into much darker themes than the platformers everyone was used to. Not to mention the amazing party members. They were either new designs on already existing species in the Mushroom Kingdom, or completely new characters we've never seen before. Just look at Admiral Bobbery from the former, and Vivian from the latter. Not only were they cool, they were useful. Each character provided unique abilities to take down certain enemies and travel around different areas. It's all of this that has made a lot of people say The Thousand Year Door is one of their favorite games of all time. Unfortunately, it is that love that has led to a lot of bad blood between the Paper Mario fans and the later games of the series. Now, each of these games took big risks in changing major parts of the formula with varying results. There were weird changes to that fun gameplay, and even though the storytelling remained solid overall, the cool and unique party members had disappeared. It was almost like the devs were not allowed to create new characters. The fans were upset and not afraid to get vocal. If you look on YouTube, you'll find tons of videos talking about how the series was ruined and that Nintendo did not care about what the hardcore fans thought. They just wanted more of that RPG goodness that the Paper Mario series started off with. How hard would it be to do that again? This anger continued with the announcement of the Origami King, because once again, Origami King is not an RPG, but a hybrid adventure game. Now this is shockingly different from what everyone was used to from the Paper Mario franchise. Personally, I remained optimistic. Change can be good, and sometimes you have to take big risks to leave a lasting impression. But you don't know how a game is going to affect you until you've played it. It's not fair to bag on a game without experiencing it. But the straw that broke the camel's back was the interview with the producers of Paper Mario. Kinsuke Tanabe stated that they were moving away from an RPG focus, simplifying the stories, and that the developers weren't allowed to modify or create new characters in the Mario universe. That confirmed everything that the fans were saying this whole damn time. Nintendo was forcing these games to get rid of everything they originally loved about them. This led to a bunch of fans flat out refusing to purchase Origami King. All of this over this guy. Wow, Luigi, even when he's right, he's wrong. Alright guys, look, I get why people are upset. When you learn that your favorite game could possibly never happen again, it sucks. But Intelligent Systems gave us a game with the restrictions they were given, and they took some big risks here. The really unique characters are gone, but there are still side characters who travel with you. The very first one is a Bob-omb named Bob-omb, although Olivia calls him Bobby. Bob-omb has a case of amnesia and decides to follow you around while you try and destroy the streamers. And I'm not gonna lie, they were really annoying to me at first. Bobby was lazy, scared, and never really helpful, and the amnesia storyline wasn't nearly as well executed as Tippy's in Super Paper Mario. Plus, they didn't even have a proper name. How am I supposed to care about them? Well, through personal sacrifice, Bobby gives their own life in order to save Olivia and says the following line.
This is what every Bob-omb hopes for. A chance to change something for the better. To make an impact.
This is later reflected when we're working with Bowser's minions to attack Peach's castle. A legion of Bob-ombs go to get on the airship, and Olivia mistakes the leader for Bobby. They say they're not, but this mistake happens all the time. They do their jobs, and then another Bob-omb comes to take their place. All they can hope for is to make an impact. Now this really got me. My first impression was that Bobby was a character meant to make me feel emotions, but to me, wasn't fully developed. It turns out they represent what every Bob-omb strives to do, what every minion wants to do, and that's deep. So while there were some new characters introduced in this game, none of them really super stuck out to me, including Olivia and Ollie. But each and every interaction I had with a Toad, a minion, or even a Bob-omb really made an impression on me. It feels like the developers really went the extra mile to go and make each and every creature who fills this land feel like someone. Now, these aren't just some random baddies for me to stomp on or NPCs to sell me items in the shop. They're people who want to make an impact on this world. And for me, they absolutely did. If the enemies were all randomized, I had different attack formation options, and there was no time limit, I'd be happy. But while the devs promised to make the ring system work for casual and core gamers, those promises kind of ring hollow instead. You're welcome, my mushroom-headed friend. Okay, so as I was playing through Origami King, I was alerted to a tweet that said, "Warning to those who are trying to 100% Origami King." This tweet and other speculation alone made me realize and made me give context as to why this video is so late to when we were originally going to release it. Apparently, there is a hidden thing or two that affects a secret completion process. Not only do you have to collect everything and finish the museum, but you have to beat the game without ever using a battle accessory once or getting a game over. This was particularly upsetting because I've been using the battle accessories as I got them to give myself more health and more time in those ring battles. Also, I had gotten 1 or 2 game overs, and none from combat, but from mini games and moments in cutscenes. So things I thought I'd be able to try multiple times, no can do. Instead of going to the save point right before, I have to completely close the game before the game over animation appears on screen. Now this seems minor, but it makes the process taking much longer overall if I have to retry the Eddie River minigame one more damn time. Worst of all, I was 20 hours into the game. Now, I had to completely start over. I even did all my research. I looked up guides all over the internet after I found out, and almost none of them said this was a thing. Is this true? Well, it is now. Enough time has passed, and I've seen enough videos and screenshots to confirm that it is true. And either way, this is something now that I have to do because I am the completionist. And this charming collectathon experience just became an awful chore. When I said this game was made for completionists at the beginning, I chose my words very carefully because it starts out as a fun romp where everything is set out for you and you can see the progress that you're making. You feel like you're doing great, and the game is rewarding you. But to have a completion process, let alone 2 secret completion processes, never once disclosed or shared within the mythos of the game, and mechanics introduced as a normal way of playing the game, and then you find out after the fact that you're not supposed to play the game this way to complete it? This feels like a huge kick in the sack. Okay, I'm calm. What do you get for the extra challenge of no battle accessories or not getting a game over? Well, you get 2 more badges on your save file and 2 more banners at the end credits. That's it. No other fancy hullabaloo. Literally, they made the minimum amount of effort with this one. All right, this just seems super unfair. I really enjoyed this game up until this point. Battle system has room for improvement, but it wasn't bad. And I loved interacting with every single person I could talk to. But just the idea that this was put into the game and there is no way for anybody to know about it until it's too late makes me incredibly mad. It genuinely felt like Nintendo was mad at the Paper Mario fans for being so vocal at this point. I'm super ticked off about having to play the game over again for something that wasn't even worth the reward. But you know what? Despite this glaring issue, Origami King is still a phenomenal game. And even when I was frustrated about having to do it all a second time, I was laughing my way through the whole thing again. I hated getting tricked like this, but I loved the game by itself. When I completed Paper Mario the Origami King, there were 2 full playthroughs, which means the stats I'm going to be saying, just imagine that they're doubled. 5 streamers destroyed, releasing their clutches on the Mushroom Kingdom in a way that hopefully Nintendo will do with this series. 50 trophies earned, the most frustrating being the Eddie River and Shy Guys Finish Last minigames. There are tricks out there that make them easy once you figure them out. 120 collectible treasures collected, cute little trophies that were a blast to find. 177 hidden blocks hit with my noggin or my hammer, the top 2 ways to hit things. 416 toads found who really fleshed out this world we were traveling in. Plus, they do provide some of the best jokes in the game. 62 hours of total playtime between both playthroughs, and 2 really difficult challenges that I wish no one has to experience if you decide to go in the true completionist route of this game. Trust me, you'll love this game up until those last 2 badges. Ugh. Paper Mario the Origami King was an emotional journey for me, and not in a great way. Finding out about the no accessories or the no game over badge requirements really threw a wrench into my enjoyment and process of completing this game. I can't help but think about how much fun I was having before I found this out. Origami King is charming, funny, it looks great, sounds great, and is an overall delight to play. And if you want to play it and really just go for that secret ending, don't worry about the extra requirements. And hopefully that will leave a better impact on you in that way versus my experience of doing it. Guys, a lot of you at home are wondering, why am I not getting games out on time on release weekend? Why didn't Paper Mario come out the weekend that it came out? This is the reason why, and the problem that I have with my job as the completionist. Fundamentally completing brand new games in an unknown environment leaves tons of fundamental problems in our process here at the show. This is one of the few moments where I wish I'd have half ratings again, because truly, finishing this game is fun. Completing it, asterisk, completing it like everyone else would want to complete it, is very fun to do. But completing it the way that it is secretly asking of you and gives no indication of doing it really, really sucks. So, with that in mind, guys, I give this otherwise perfect game my completionist rating of finish it.
Finish it!